Judge, from what you've seen, you know that this wasn't enough evidence, so we want to get the acquittal. Now, which we already know this judge right here.
Yeah, he ain't finna get acquitted.
In my eyes, he haven't been giving Diddy no type of leeway. So he ain't finna get no leeway on yeah, we had these juries sit here all this time and I'm finna say you're not guilty and we just leave it at that. So we know that's not gonna happen, but that's the latest that I had heard that they was filing some type of something 29. That's all I remember.
Yeah, and it's like you said, they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to represent Mr. Combs. So of course they need to throw everything they can at the ball. They need to try every, this should be a dismissal. Or we should get rid of these juries. Anything that they can try, mistrials, anything, in order to get this guy off. You would think that they would try. So I don't fault them for trying it. But has it been a mistrial? No. Has it been enough to not convict him? No. Has he overcharged and he's over? The charges astronomical for his situation? Probably. Is he the first person to have it too? Nope. Is he the last person? Nope. That's what they do. They throw everything at you and then whittle down. And I'm assuming that's why they whittle down some of those state charges. They whittle down some of the charges we can get you on this, but these ones we might have to be wobbler on as far as the jury's concerned, and that's probably what's going to happen to him. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. None of us know because we are not that jury. So I'm still on my free Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Because this is some BS. To try to have a person locked away for, if you really put it all into perspective, him just being a freak. And women, which has always been a part of the groupie power, thing, they want it to be down. And whatever way I gotta be down, I'm gonna be down. Whether it's, degrade to myself or whatever. Because of text, which you can't get around. If text say this, then how is what you up here for even possible? But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I think at least one juror is gonna be like, nah, fuck all this. I'm not going for the okie doke. I've seen it happen too many times. And then, like you said, certain people always, when they think of RICO, they're gonna always think of gangster lifestyle, underworld, mob bosses, doing wrong for profit, the real bribery, extortion, and all the rest of that. So some of them are going to have in their head, this is not enough, in my eyes, to be what's considered RICO charges. You know what I'm saying? And even though, like I said, jury instructions are going to say this, they're going to say, from what I seen, I didn't see any profit. I didn't see the threats. Yeah, it was testified that he did threats on a few things, but I'm talking about that, nigga. If you don't pay us $1,000 a month, you ain't gonna have no business. That type of stuff. Some of them is gonna say that's what I consider RICO, and I didn't see any of that, so I'm going to have to say nay on this one.
And I gotta hit him with a rebuttal on this one because, again, as great as we would like the world to work a certain way, that's just not how the world works. And in regards to a jury instruction, is really not how the world works. So let's say a jury in their mind had exactly what he's saying in their mind, right? Yeah, I'm not convinced that none of what I've seen is RICO. None of that I've seen is drug trafficking or sexual trafficking. None of I've seen is that, right? He can have that in his heart to feel that way in the jury instruction room, right? But then the jury instructions come and say, on the date, they're gonna have the extra transcripts for you to reread it if you don't remember. On the date of August 20th of this year, did Mr. Combs ask KK, his lieutenant in charge of business affairs, to wire this amount of money from this account to that account, or to have that money sent over there? And it's gonna be obviously right on there where it says KK wired this and that's wired. And then they're gonna say, yes or no, did he do that? Yes. Bam. That right there is how they get them. That right there is how they get all of the emotions of all of the other stuff is out the window. All they have to do is really be guilty of two things. All they have to do is really be guilty. And he's guilty of probably way more than two things. So that's how they're gonna get him. Now, to answer your point though, there's other juries like himself. He's clearly a jury. He's just not on the stand. He's just not in the no jury box. But his opinion matters. And guess who else is in the jury box? Donald Trump might be in the jury box to some degree. He might be followed. He might have somebody who's watching it. And they might not be convinced that it's not enough. You see what I'm saying? So even if he is convicted, this might be where his he gets some get back in regards to somebody in power saying, I don't think they did you right. I don't think you did all of that. So I'm going to swipe that. He did it with January 6th. And then people was clearly guilty of something.
Yeah. I mean, god damn. These motherfuckers just straight ran up and some shit.
We gonna see.
But, I'm gonna stick with Free Diddy. We're gonna see what happens. I'm praying for the best for you, bro. But the feds are no motherfucking joke, so
no joke. No, and they don't lose cases.
So
and you're pretty disgusting as a person in regards to some of the ways you get down. But that's not necessarily a crime. There's a bunch of disgusting people out here.
And I'm gonna say that part, which ain't got nothing to do with his case, but of all the stuff he was accused of, you remember the hundreds of lawsuits with Tony Busby and the hotline and like I said, all the Usher rumors and the Justin Bieber rumors and the Meek Mill rumors and him and Denzel,
some of those
8-year-olds and all the rest of this, what was brought up in court, it was almost a dud. It's almost like, damn, Diddy, this is your sex life. This is boring, almost compared to what we thought we were going to hear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you like sitting up in the cut, playing with yourself, while one of your groupies, because that's what I'm calling all of them, is getting broke off. But to go from rumors of you cornering your security, remember, they're supposed to be bigger, stronger, and more violent than you because they are protecting you. And you have enough mind power or mind control to say, I'm pulling my wee-wee out and you finna suck it. But just the big buff security. And you get punked like that being security? Come on, man. But all those cases were thrown out. But just the fact, of all of the stuff that was said and none of it was brought up in court. So from what the facts we heard, it was almost a boring sex life compared to what we thought we were going to hear. You know what I'm saying? Even though in the average world, that's gross than the MF to be sitting up in the cut, wind-acting off while, another man is, what I'm saying? But the other part about it is all of the male entertainment never said that Diddy, tried to have sex with them. He just got off on seeing that. And then after he got off on that, he took the broad in the room and then broke her off. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I know that ain't gonna sway the jury at all, but what we thought we was going to hear and what we thought, he was, a lot of it was just BS because of just the folklore of, oh boy, you can almost say anything and it can stick now, you know what I'm saying?
So clearly he's free Diddy camp, so there's no convincing that. I'm sure they got people in the MAGA camp, so I get it. When you're your camp, you're your camp. But I just want to say this. A lot of this stuff is far bigger than Diddy or any of these, because a lot of this stuff is just straight karma. It's straight spiritual reaping what you sow. He ain't the first person to get drunk with ego and celebrity and think that they rule the world. So that goes without saying that some of this that's happening to him, he brought on himself. Whether it's all true or not, that's somewhat a side subject, because you got a lot of stuff that he done, and we know he done stuff that's just that's not no big thing. That's not Rico. He bust a dude in the head with the bottle from years ago, and it's just tons and tons of stuff that we know he done, right? And if these things alone is the reason why the karma is caught up to him. These things alone is the reason why they caught him. Now, whether they throwing a book at him that's not the book he deserved to get thrown at him, he deserved to get a book thrown at him. That's just the karma of it all. That's the karma of it all. There's tons and tons of testimony of people saying he worked over them. Now, whether he should get this much sentence for that, that's the whole nother conversation. What his punishment should be, again, another conversation. But his punishment has come, and the universe decides how it's going to be punished.
Yeah, and I will agree to that too. Where if he's out there doing wrong, it's going to catch up to you one way or the other.
Dark will come to the light.
But if we're being technical, what he's being charged for, the testimony don't add up to it. Like I said, on paper, wherever way we gotta get you, we're gonna get you. Yeah, that adds up, because the karma is gonna come however it's gonna come. There is no, you do this, so you're gonna get karma in that way. You break a girl heart, you're gonna get your heart broke. No, you do wrong, and then a lot of wrong. There is no limit or way that karma gonna come back to you, but it's gonna come back to you. But almost the tit for tat thing, what you done is not what they're trying to bury you for. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, one thing that's gonna always be part of Rico is for profit. Diddy didn't profit. If anything, he tricked. He gave money away. So, and that's like gangs too. This is for profit. When we go jack somebody, that's for profit. That's for our enterprise. When we shake down MFers, when we you better check in or this, all that's for profit. When I'm doing what is legal, cuckold or whatever that name is, when men like seeing they women get broke the F off, is that Rico? Like, really, you guys? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, on somebody's paper, they're trying to get you, yeah. But in real life, is that Rico? You know what I'm saying? Rico is enterprises that are geared towards one thing or another thing to make a profit. Bro did not profit off of anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but back to the whole point, you got to pay for your actions, and however you got to pay for them, you got to pay for them. I'm a big believer in that. If I was on the jury, it couldn't be no Rico in my eyes. I would have to be that one where it's like, no, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna see, you know what I'm saying? we gonna see. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely gonna see.
I'm hoping for a OJ verdict. You know,
Imagine that.
from like I said, what I've seen and the testimony that I've heard. It, listen, when you got 5, 6, 7 of your witnesses and all of them have lied on the stand, it makes it extremely hard to believe it. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to see. All right, we're going to sign off, you know what I'm saying, to another episode coming Saturday or whatever the case may be. Once again, bro is a creep. All that good stuff. But with the government or the feds or white folks or the man or whoever, real people see what the fuck's going on, and it's bigger than, you know, a few stumps in a hallway with a towel around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's bigger than that. And if you notice, there ain't no list came out of who was on them tapes, just like Epstein's list didn't come out. So it's bigger than that, you know. And he could just be a scapegoat to shut up a whole industry of stuff. But was he innocent? Probably not. Probably not. Is he like the wrong place at the wrong time, just an innocent man caught him in this? But you know, when you play around with dirt, you get mud.
Pretty much. Yeah. All right, we signing on off. Somebody got to say it. Lanye, 24 years free. Downtown Jimbo Brown. We out.
Hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff.